Ranger sold his wardrobe. The Lone Ranger sold his bad dog. Well, you saw him, and you can't hardly know, 'cause times change, I know.
On some days he's more than humble. On some days he's cold and mad, mad as hell. Well, you saw him, and you can't hardly know. It's so strange. Well, I know. Those lakes of golden water, those lakes of gold are all running out. Well, you saw him, and you can't hardly know. It's so strange. Well, I know. Joy, joy, joy. Work, work, work harder, sure as the hours. Joy, joy, joy. Work, work, work harder, you say. On some days he's more than humble. On some days he's cold and mad, mad as hell. Well, you saw him, and you can't hardly know. It's so strange. Well, I know. Those lakes of golden water, those lakes of gold are all running out. Well, you saw him, and you can't hardly know. It's so strange. Well, I know. Joy, joy, joy. Work, work, work harder, sure as the hours. Joy, joy, joy. Work, work, work harder, you say. Joy, joy, joy. Work, work, work harder, sure as the hours. Joy, joy, joy. Work, work, work harder, you say.
Where every day's a brand new episode.
start the magic on the Globus Show. It's time to learn and grow on the Globus Show. See the sights, so much to know. Across the land, together we go. Hand in hand we join the flow. Discover wonders in the Globus Show, where every day's a brand new episode on the Globus Show. It's time to learn and grow on the Globus Show.
Wanna update the Stampy cam real quick. What up, Twitch? What up, bots? What up, lurkers? What up, tiny people in my chat arena? Literally as I go to update the Stampy cam, he leaves. See his tail, though. Oh. Yep. That's do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. So this is the face. This is the face. This is the face without beard. Sans beard. Beardless. Am I still an elder? Am I now just a regular guy? Have I lost the eldness? Only you can decide. Hi, Stampy. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum. Sorry, I'm just... For some reason, the stream title didn't update. And now I am finding a couple extra things that I would have liked to add to the playlist that I did not. Bum, 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 bum. I'm gonna play this, I think. Start us off. What up, Michael? I know. Kind of wild, isn't it? Start off with we're super close to Kessler syndrome.
So up until recently, we never really had stories like this. But in just the last 2 years, there's now been quite a few reports of basically random space trash being discovered in some of the more bizarre locations. Here's one from a Kenyan village, and here's one from Australia explored by Dr. Brett Tucker on YouTube. And that's of course a sign of something that has not
your
gone
shields
in
and
major
surrender
action.
your ships.
Not
We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own.
What up, Raiders? What up, Raiders? What up? That's Kai Hira? Come on. Ow. Baby, I just met you. This is crazy. Here's my number. Call me maybe. What up, Kai Hira? What up, Kensai? How you doing, homie? What up, Textilian? What up, Chef? Oh, what up, Stampy? Can you just not get up here? Is there a problem? What up, Ben? What up, Segfault? What up, Fuzzy Simba? What about Bob? What up, Bark Eater J? What up, Exasperated Accountant? What up, Dragon Wizard? What up, Joint Specialist? What up, MC Jin? What up, Sauron's Left Eyebrow? Great name. What up, Tilda? What up, Minty? What up, Red? What up, me? What up, Trans Women? CEO of Trans Women? What up, Shiny? What up,
Alas, I have become too weak from the technology, and I cannot even hold it. And now I have the plague.
What up, Triton? What up, Crix? What up, Rebel Phoenix? What up, it's just me. What up, Anti-Fant? What up, Jimbles? What up, Skoya? What up, Reed? What up, Queer Sociology? What up, Bread into Toast again? Sorry, I already said hi. I said bread. What up, Adam? What up, Spilled Bag of Ice? I thought you were just taking some off the bottom. No. What up, Leftist Corp? What up, Pezzy? What up, A-Troll? What up, Holiday? What up, Jenny? What did you do with Globus? I have been unbearded. What up, Peevil? I got a chin. My chinny chin chin. What up, Cicero? Bum 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 ba-da-dum. I mean, it's always possible, Leftist Corp. Being that we live in Western New York, you tend to know everybody. What up, Jen Cynical? Beard gone. What up, Timmers? What up, Whiskered? Is that everyone? Is that everyone? So, yeah. Why no beard? What up, T1? I mean, I look more like someone's grandpa. I don't know. What up, Quiet One? I am going for a what up, Fembox fan? I'm going for a more corporate position at the company I work for. And because I'm going for a more corporate position, I have to look more like the person that they would like. It would be a huge opportunity and more money and et cetera, et cetera. We'll see how it all shakes out. What up, Becca? Or like them. What up, Roger? What do you think, Becca? More hot or less hot?
I'm mortality as home entertainment. This cannot be the future.
So, yeah. It's that simple. And I would like to point out that beard only took me about 3 years. What up, Agrica? 3 years to grow. So if I really want it back, it could always come back. Also, we changed up the Stampy cam because there's now lasers going on back there. So Stampy can has been looking at the lasers. Did they once cut my hair off and later was told I would never get the job anyways? Yeah, but this company has a tendency to promote from within. So if not this job, then possibly another one is the thing. I should have, Holiday. I should have. But yeah. Couple things changing. Obviously the background. More presentation of the games. I'm gonna be putting LEDs on the shelf under lighting. New thing on the Stampy cam. Stampy cam is gonna get upgraded with my old camera. This is a new camera. It has autofocus and shit like that, and is in 4K if I ever make partner. Twitch, lower your standards. So we were gonna watch this, but I actually had something on tap for y'all, and since y'all came in, how about this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Actually, before that, I am not sponsored by this company. What up, Pharaoh? I'm not sponsored by this company. I just find their beverages extremely good. And this one, dangerously good. It's Cayman Jack. Wow, really can't see it. Cayman Jack margaritas, canned margaritas, 5.8% alcohol by volume. Grilled pineapple flavor. These go down way too easy. This is one of the best canned alcoholic beverages I have ever had. So yeah.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these folks. They're a bunch of Christian murdering scum, running giant death factories, keeping babies alive, peddling their body parts. What else you gotta know about these folks? I head out and confront these scum. They literally slither out from under rocks.
What up, Beef? That's not AI, that's capitalism.
Got green looking skin and they dash around hollering, we love Satan, we wanna devour babies. I caught them on video. Hillary's deep in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She crashes in the same room with that creepy weird old chick whose mom does a hood over her head. What the heck? That chick number one is ugly. Picture how rank she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just reek.
None of my vapes that I have in front of me are working. That sucks.
Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Mineral vampire pot belly goblins are shambling around, hunting us down. My spirit nears that evil and I feel it hit. With such self-centered crap, we don't even spot hell itself surging up against us.
I mean, it might beef, but I don't think it's going to happen in the way that it's not going to happen in that way, and I don't think it's going to happen in the way that most people want it to. I don't even know that it's going to burst. It's not a traditional bubble because it's not being inflated by the players who traditionally inflate bubbles. This is the problem. My hope beef is the opposite. Is an expansion in capacity. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, no. I understand that you don't. I just know that a lot of people think that like AI will somehow go away. That is zero chance. Zero chance that AI is going to go away. It's not going to disappear. Sorry, like, but this is what I've been telling you. Speaking of, let's Anthony Fantano.
All right, hey everyone, it's Anthony Fantano, the internet's busiest music nerd. I don't mean to scare you in this video, but I actually do. I intend to freak.
Fuck off. Never fucking, like, I'm sorry. Some of my favorite streamers have eaten, what up, T minus, the GOAT? What up, parkours?
There was a bunch of nothing, gibberish. Flip flobical, flip tobological, flip snobicals. It was a bunch of gibberish, bro.
Don't eat. Don't eat on stream. Just don't do it. Don't eat. Keep the food out of your fucking grill. If you need to eat, right? Because you're streaming for like 8 hours and you need.
The problem
is
capitalism.
Oh, that makes sense. Just what up, ribbons? Yeah, like turn off your camera. Turn off your camera, mute your mic, and shove some food in your face. Then put it down. Come back, talk to chat, right? Make 2 scenes in your OBS, one with your camera and mic on and one without. Mukbang is probably a place I'm going to kink shame. Kink shaming, generally not good. Not a fan. It's bad. Mukbang, kind of got a problem.
You out a little bit. I want you going pee-pee in your diapers, not out of a need or a desperation to further feed into the internet outrage.
Especially if you're a YouTuber and don't have to shove pretzels in your face in the middle of a fucking thing. Deborah McDonald, 1958. That is a very particular name. But yes, exactly, right? You know, like, come on, dude. Like, knock it off.
Economy. Lord knows there's enough of that already, and we all gotta do it sometimes, okay, guys? We all gotta do it. No, this is like more vitally important because there's a storm coming that I need you guys to be prepared for. Whether that be like a literal preparedness that allows you to function through the oncoming AI apocalypse, the slopocalypse, the slopocalypse, the slopocalypse, the slopocalypse. Here's the thing, the main brains, the main maestros who we have covered on this channel, be it Suno or Udio, the guys who are really like at the forefront of all of this bullshit, terrible, trash, garbage AI music that you see just flooding the internet right now. These companies
again, flooding the internet, and he's got like 3 examples, and they are the worst examples of AI music, right? You can You cannot like AI music. I'm not saying that you have to like AI music or music made by a person with AI. I'm not saying that any of that is required because there's whole genres of music that you like or don't like or whatever. But, you know, like, I like it. But like you can do stuff like, oh, this is the one published.
Yeah, yo, I torch the threshold, no retreat coordinate. Leave my ghosts in the floorboards, every breath subordinate to the craft, to the graft, to the aftermath of grafted splinters in my palms from clutching every moment I'm adapting. Blood, sweat, and alphabets, I baptize the microphone. Each syllable a brick, I'm building something cyclone, destructive in its beauty. The duty of a soldier who shoulders every boulder till the stage becomes a molten colder. Architect of anguish, anguish turned to language. Paint the canvas, manic till my fingers cramp and vanquish any doubt that clouds the route. I'm out here mapping constellations, every constellation's just a conversation with my limitations. I dissect the text, connect the complex to the visceral. Neural pathways paved with rage and grace. Habitual ritual of pushing past the cushion of complacent. Basement dweller turn to heaven, storm of no replacement. Method to the madness, I'm thrashing through the fabric of everything I settle for. Now settling's a bad habit, all or nothing. Lungs erupting, stage combusting under pressure. I measure my endeavors by the effort, not the treasure. No safety net, no parachute, I'm shooting for the ceiling. Even when I'm reeling, still revealing what I'm feeling. They want commercial, I give them controversial burial. Imperial with every syllable, it's clinical material. Manifestation of the grind, no time for hesitation. Every line's a confrontation with my own damnation. Salvation in the sweat drips, let rips through the speakers. Believers know the secret, we the ones who feed the fever. Raw iron, no refining, just the grinding on the stone. Honing every tone until my essence fully shown. Thrown into the furnace, learn to burn or learn to fly. Either way, I'm scorching earth until the day I die. They say pace yourself, nah, I erase myself into the work, replace myself with something greater than myself. I leave it dripping from the rafters after hours, aftermath. Masters of the craft, don't calculate the mental math. Labyrinth, I'm with the rhythm, prison break from typical. I'm mythical, additional layers critical. Every metaphor's a door to something more ephemeral. You're tethered to the terror of the errors being terrible. So I pour it out like offerings to gods. I don't.
Happy New Year, Walking Stick. Happy New Year, everyone.
Believe in deceiving my own demons, seeing meaning in the bleeding, feeding frenzies with my energy until there's nothing left to give. This is how you live when living means you give until you live. They calculate the sacrifice precise with every axis, maxing out the limit till there's nothing in the packages. I break the barricades, masquerade as someone sane, but pain's the gasoline that's fueling my campaign. Campaigning for the crown, down a pound of pavement flat. Every track's an artifact of how I'm bringing combat back. Combat with complacency, the vacancy of mediocrity. Philosophy, velocity through every obstacle in front of me. Honestly, I'm haunted by the thought of being average, so I ravage every stage until the damage is my badge kit. Legacy and LED lights, flights through the unknown. Microphone's my tombstone, and I'm etching every poem. Home is where the heart explodes, exposing all the fragments. Passion in the savage with the language, that's the standard. So when the curtain drops and spots fade to darkness, know I left my carcass, heart, soul, the whole apparatus. Every atom, every fragment, every stitch of who I am, scattered on this platform where I made my final stand. No half measures, full pressure till the vessel breaks apart. Every breath a testament, investment of the heart from the start until the end. And Ben and John was breaking molds. This is what it means to give you everything. Behold, phosphorescent in my essence when I'm present on the stage. Every page I ever wrote combusts into a blaze. Nothing left but smoke signals and the echoes of a warrior who conquered every corner of his mind. This is euphoria, all chips and no exception to the rule we live and die by. Everything we touch ignites, we're burning up the night sky. Yo, I told.
Now, you don't have to like it. But that's not the kind of music that Anthony Fantano talks shit about.
Minute have been locked into a very vital lawsuit with the major labels because it was pretty fucking obvious these platforms were using major label music.
Which was fair use. It was determined to be fair use. The precedent is that training AI is fair use.
to train their AI programs and interfaces, and in some cases, like spitting out carbon copy music of certain artists' works, or even just like, you know, their voices. That lawsuit has actually sort of ended recently in a settlement. A settlement and what is essentially a...
It didn't sort of end. It ended in the settlement and licensing agreement, which is exactly how I told you it was going to end.
Licensing deal. Guys, this is not good. I stress this is not good, because when you see the fine print and the articles and the coverage,
it's almost like the music industry are ghouls who you just suck the lifeblood out of artists, and hanging your hat on the music industry to defend the rights of musicians was never going to be a thing that was going to work out in your favor. Fucking shocker.
Around this settlement, this whole agreement isn't to bring Suno and Udio to heel and put them in a position where they're, you know, going to be operating at a point of weakness.
Yeah, because you didn't get what you wanted. You got what the most likely outcome under capitalism was, you raging dipshit.
No, Suno, Udio, probably any other up-and-coming AI music generation platform, and the majors are going to start working together hand in hand. These platforms are going to be operating in a way now with major label support and permission, which means what we have been seeing so far is only going to get worse.
And for some of us, that's great.
I know that there has been a lot of super mediocre and terrible AI music coming out.
There's been a lot of super mediocre and terrible human music that has come out also
as of late. And I kind of theorize that part of the reason that is that settlement, that agreement, the end to that lawsuit hadn't quite arrived yet. So Suno and Udio and similar platforms were afraid of having their platforms drop output that essentially sounded too much alike the music that was on these labels.
The majority of human art isn't good, right? Good. Let's be real. It's just not, right? That's fine. This is not, I'm not talking about the thing that you like, right? Some of you might even like Nickelback, right? Like the most, or Creed, or one of those bands that everyone loves to hate, right? But you might like them, and you can't tell anybody because reasons, because the internet. They're successful. They're successful. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
That they were getting sued by. But now that things have been settled, we are at a point where once Suno, Udio, and the major labels are just ready to let her fucking rip and allow these platforms and their users to just carbon copy, create as much major label artist music as they want, just to their heart's desire, it's going to be an absolute fucking bloodbath on the internet. Maybe bloodbath is the wrong word. I think like Mount St. Helens styled.
I mean, I remember there were people who liked Five Finger Death Punch, and then Five Finger Death Punch, I think, did something, and now people don't like Five Finger Death Punch. I remember when people liked Down with the Sickness, whatever that fucking band's name is. And then, you know, for reasons, now people don't like them. It's, you know.
Disaster is maybe like more appropriate of a comparison here, because what you're likely going to experience on social media is going to be a lot like an ash cloud that not only makes it
Disturbed. Thank you, Cauldron of Bats. What up, Sieg? What up, Cauldron of Bats? Burning my pot. Don't burn your pot stickers.
possible to breathe and exist, but you won't even see your own hand in front of your face, because the tidal wave of AI slop you are going to be just absolutely bashed over the head with, no matter what corner you turn. It's going to be almost impossible to avoid. Like, let's say you're a really impassioned member of the Lady Gaga fandom, the Little Monsters. The major labels and the slop merchants that are going to be using these platforms, they're not going to be able to help themselves. Any metric by which you would keep track of your favorite artist's work and you know, artistic trajectory is going to be flooded with morons just making.
No, because people don't keep track of metrics for their favorite artists. None of you keep I challenge any of you, no Googling, any of you right now, your favorite artist and your favorite album by that artist, how many copies did it sell? No Googling. You have no idea. Because metrics don't matter to you, dipshit. Metrics don't matter to human beings. We hear a song that we like, you want to hear a jam? R. Kelly, really? Really, Cricks? Really? 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 There's a Glorilla, right? And there's a Peanuts remix of it.
Don't ask me about no more features, I might embarrass you. Yeah, glow, stomp a little pussy hoe with some shell toes. Yeah, glow, slapping rap bitches and making bail hoe. Yeah, glow, two-tone Cartier, match the nails hoe. Yeah, glow, no competition, these bitches sell hoe. Yeah, glow,
This isn't it. That's a terrible version. It's the TikTok one.
Yeah, glow, stomp a little pussy hoe with some shell toes.
Upper tempo.
Slapping rap bitches and making bail hoe. Yeah, on Cartier, match the nails hoe. Yeah, glow, no competition, these bitches sell hoe. I'm geeked on next week, pay no more features.
Love that. Love that. I was banging this one. I did this one like fucking I don't know, like 10 times in a row yesterday when I was driving home through the snow.
You are now tuned to the sounds of DJ Richie Rich.
Man, I got all the flavor bitches say I'm delicious. I'ma have all you motherfuckers laying at this. I'ma kill all you rappers, I'ma aim with precision. They was rocking with your ass till they made a decision. All my friends making millions cause they know I'm my bitch. A lot of entertainers crash out to see the collision. That's it to make the money, I was great at the bitch. I finna take all your food and I'ma eat up the dish. Everything up off the table, I'm starving. See a nigga ball Steve Harvey. Blowing up the dome, no Sharpie. Working out, looking like a Barbie.
30 miles an hour. Through the snow, the roads were fucking shit, and it was snowing, and I'm just, play it, damn it.
Better not play boy like Cardi. Yo, once it gets smoked by Marley. This ain't no game, no Atari. Land moving bad like a talking dog.
1, 2, 3, still pro with the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, hopping on the jet. Touchdown, NY, John on the way. Brown skin, light skin, she woke up today. Since I fly a lot, Bird tell Jacob that I need a watch. You know the ones with the color ice drops. Yeah, money taking bets. Check my material on HelloFresh.
Man, I got all the favorite bitches say I'm delicious.
And it's just that in like a loop, right? Those couple of verses in a loop. It's so good to me. Do you like it? Don't know. Don't care. I like it. I listen to it for me. What up, Bridget? Back to the dipshit.
one bullshit fake copy Lady Gaga song after another and basically copy and paste for any other major top 40 artist that you can name. And look, even if you're not somebody who listens to a whole lot of chart topping music, this stuff is going to flood your feeds too. It's going to be in your face.
I mean, I was told that Spotify is getting flooded with AI music, which is pushing out real artists. And that song we just listened to found it on Spotify, right? Like it came up. I've got a playlist of like more recent rap songs and whatnot, and then it just goes into throwing random shit after you in that genre and style, and they hit me with that one, and I'm like, this is fucking good. Because Anthony Fantano's too cowardly to grow an actual beard.
Day in, day fucking out.
Maybe he wants to be a cop.
And it's going to be getting algorithmically pushed because, one, people are going to hate it, and the more hate that it gets, the more people are going to engage with it, and the more the algorithm's going to throw it in your face. There's also, two, going to be morons who like it, which is also going to juice it as well.
That's it. Right? You are not allowed to like something. You do not have permission from the arbiter of music, Anthony Fantano. Little Anthony Fantano says you're a moron if you like the AI music. He doesn't. He actually has those gaps here.
And number three, all the billionaires connected to this whole AI thing, which is just 5 fucking corporations in a trench coat. They too want...
As opposed to the music industry, which is definitely not any corporations in a trench coat.
Want it to be successful because they're all invested in it, which is another reason social media and big tech is going to continue shoving it down your throat. And if you think other mediums of entertainment don't also have this very same future coming around the corner, they very...
You can literally put the pretzels down at any point in time, dude. Exactly, people. Not a Spotify listener. I find Jive Radio to provide more original, interesting, and humorous music than other internet sources. I don't like humorous music. I make a couple of exceptions for like Redolent Thoughts Dick Hunter's song and shit like that, but generally speaking, I don't like meme music. I don't like Weird Al is its own thing, right? But generally speaking, I don't like meme songs. I don't like any of that shit. But again, if it works for you, if it makes you happen,
much do, because Disney as well just inked a similar deal with an AI generation platform, essentially greenlighting the idea that once they've figured out what the monetization process is going to be, their various intellectual properties.
Thank you, Becca. How you doing?
Of which they own many, can be endlessly...
Right, people, like, I'm willing to carve out certain, like, I'm not an absolutist, right? Like, I don't like meme songs, but, like, a couple of meme songs are, okay. What up, old lobster? Yeah, when you have dudes dressed up in makeup and black leather and spikes and tall boots and everything else, and they're playing, like, disco music, that's a meme. That's a meme.
Slopified, so long as they're getting, a bit of the residuals at the end of the day. So guys, look, I don't come on here to be super doomer or super negative or...
Yeah, you do. Shut the fuck up. It is very easy to do what you're doing here. It is very easy, right? You have a built-in audience that you can appeal to by saying... AI bad, and you should feel bad, and everything else, and they will be the Anthony Fantano's right.
Like, portray things as darker than they need to be. My intention here is not to upset you, and I'm not even coming on here to claim and say that, like, I have all the answers, and I guarantee this is all going to happen, and it's really bad, and all we need to do is this to prevent it. I don't have that answer. I don't have that silver bullet. I am sorry. Even as me being Uncle Music himself, I don't know.
Uncle Music. Okay.
I really don't know. All of this
Old Anthony yells at clouds.
shit,
Back in my day,
unfortunately, is
kids today don't know nothing with their TikToks and their Insta posts
being forced upon me as well as you. And if there's any answer to any of this, we're just going to have to find a way communally to create hubs and spaces, safe spaces online.
It's already happening. It has nothing to do with you. You are not the leader of the movement. Every culture creates its own counterculture. The reaction to disco, right? Disco, you were talking about disco. I guess I cooked too many pot stickers at once. About half are burnt, still tasty. Yeah, you gotta, it's trial and error, right? Cooking is trial and error, especially if you're doing something new. Yeah, the whole world, the word slop has become meaningless, right? It's used so broadly to anything that anyone wants to, like, you know, it's just it's been overused and it lacks the impact, right? And it's even been adopted by some people, like, semi-ironically. You know what I mean? Goddamn timeline is slop. True.
Where people are able to essentially weather this oncoming storm. Let's say, like, you know.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Disco. Y'all were talking about disco, right? Like, punk rock was a backlash to disco, right? Disco is overly produced, simplistic lyrics, simplistic, I don't want to say simplistic rhythms, but you know what I mean. Very, very poppy. And then punk rock was raw. It was, you know, anybody could do it. If you knew like a chord or three, then you're like, you know, fucking top tier. You actually know how to play the instruments. Usually it was just banging away on their shit, you know, and punk rock became very popular, right? And then the backlash to punk rock was things like hair metal and glam, you know what I mean? Like these, it just goes back and forth because every culture creates its counterculture. So Anthony Fantano doesn't have to lead you into the promised land of anti-AI, or not even anti-AI, but like AI-free music creation. It's already been there. It will continue to be there, whether Anthony Fantano exists or not.
Digitally speaking, AI fallout shelters where people with actually functioning non-stupid brains and people, you know, who aren't bots can.
And this is it. It's like you don't actually have a good take, so you just insult your opposition. That is what it comes down to, right? You don't provide any arguments. You don't provide any declarations. You definitely don't actually engage with any of the AI music that is, at least if you're not a fan of it, right? It's structurally good, right? Like it's a good song in that, like, the lyrics have meaning and the music is well produced, or however you want to put that, right? Whatever works for you. In that context, Anthony stays the fuck away. He finds the low-hanging fruit of the worst shitty AI music, and he uses that as an example because he just strawmanning. He just strawmans the entire fucking scenario.
And culture.
It really is, Sig. It really is.
Culturally come together and convene and have actual discourse and share music and share ideas and share art. Again, in an AI-free space where we're not being constantly inundated with Lady Gaga, Chappell Roan, Justin Bieber remixes where they sing the Charlie Kirk song. I mean, if you go on YouTube, the website you are on right now, there are already hour-long videos on here of just nothing but AI-generated Juice WRLD music, and people actually fucking listen to it. And again, if
What up, Cosmic? What up, Kai? New year, new me, baby.
you think this shit is like inescapable now, it's going to get so much worse once the labels have figured out how they're going to get pennies or fractions of pennies off of every single time one of this, AI slop pieces of shit based on their content gets streamed. Once they figure that,
You mean the absence of beard? The anti-beard?
out and they're basically a-okay with this happening, not only are they going to do everything they can in their power to push it, but for sure anybody willing to prompt this stuff all day and post it, they're going to catch a little bit of a fraction, a piece of the pie, which will incentivize enough idiots to make as much fucking AI Lil Peep music as they possibly can. Guys, again,
I mean, again, if you like Lil Peep, cool, right? Me, nah, though, just nah.
and this is not good. I feel like all the AI bullshit slop that we have been
And when did he transition from a pretzel to a toothpick?
hating so much, and I know frankly a lot of you are tired of hearing about, we're just at the start of what this is going to be. And while personally,
Hey, somebody married Anthony Fantano. Good for him. Somebody lowered their standards. That's nice.
I don't predict that this is going to destroy music and destroy the world forever and completely take over and ruin life and mankind as we know it. I do think it is going to be a lot like, a dark period and a storm that a lot of us are going to have to weather and figure out as many ways as we personally can in our own lives. Shut it off, block.
Jesus Christ, dude. I want to take the transcript. Tell me there's a transcript for this fucking video. Oh. Oh, this is gonna be like I'm being terrible right now. How do I copy this entire thing? Toggle timestamps. There we go. What up, Maddie? Yeah, I changed the glasses too. Most of you noticed the beard. Few of you, none of you actually said anything about the glasses. I set aside the thick frames for thinner frames, right? If you're gonna do it all at once, right? That's what I say. The hair? No, I don't like my hair is short. I'm actually gonna get a actual haircut. It's a little bit, it does the thing where it like swoops. I don't like that. Claude extensions, plugs? No. Like they got like touch of gray shit and like beard dye. Fuck all that. Fuck all that noise. Oh, Gemini. Please take the following transcript and turn it into emo pop music lyrics for Suno. Yeah, no, it just so happens that like I grade on the cheeks and less so in the in this area. I think it looks good. Boom, 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 boom. Slopalips forever. You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. Old Lobster, 34 months. You just can't quit me. You just can't quit me. You just can't get enough. Hi, Stampy. What do you want? And drop the lyrics. Lopalopatopolis. Lopalopolis. And we'll let that marinate.
It, ignore it, and just focus on things that are actually worth your time and worth your attention. Focus on real art, real creativity that actually
That's a good one, Cosmic.
moves us.
Maybe weird question, but do beards get shampoo and conditioner like your head hair? There is a whole genre of beard care products, including specialty shampoos and conditioners. I don't know how different they are from regular shampoos and conditioners. I have used both in the long beard. But yeah, they got fancy stuff. Oils, yeah, the whole thing. Beardology.
Because this is exactly what big corporations and the labels and rights holders have been wanting to do, dying to do. Find out like the
Wait, I thought we were behind rights holders. Are we not?
The ultimate way to cut out the artist entirely and simplify their whole business model by just creating stuff that will grab people's attention out of thin air. And it's going to be on to us to not only foster communities and business models where people who are making actually good stuff, authentically good stuff, and
I love how he's just vague posting at build community.
Making it themselves, create communities and spaces where those people can thrive, but also do everything that we can.
Yeah, we already do that. We already do that, right? Like different groups, like They Might Be Giants, right? They Might Be Giants has a very rabid fan base. Puddle's Pity Party, if you're familiar with the whole, the people who do covers that are like, 1940s, 1930s, 40s style big band kind of shit, right? Like, they have rabid fans. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. You are not the fucking... No, I'm not saying they're toxic. I'm saying they're rabid fans, right? They know all the different songs and, not to put too fine a point on it, you can say I'm the only bee in your bonnet and make a little birdhouse in your soul, right? But I'm not a rabid fan. I'm not one of those rabid fans. Does this work now? It does not. I cannot just smoke the weed, kids.
To make sure that like most of our attention is not being stolen away by all of the AI slot bullshit that for sure is going to be wild and out there and attention grabbing, it's going to be hard to ignore all the time, but it is going to be a test of fortitude to actually focus on and seek out music.
This is so fucking overly dramatic, dude.
And art that is worth our time. Just ignore the noise, push it to the side, and be good, capable stewards of artistry and creativity, and then reassess once, I don't know, all this bullshit is over and this bubble has popped and this nightmare is over. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Hopefully you guys, I don't know, aren't too freaked out and are maybe encouraged, because I think once the labels and I think once Disney and other rights.
I think I've asked before, but do AI music platforms let you import your own recorded instrument parts by audio interface? For example, could you record an electric guitar riff and upload it to Suno to use in your own track? It seems similar to how GarageBand and Ableton Live works. Yes, you can. Red has done exactly that, exactly the thing that you're talking about. And let's see our little song here. Let's see how it sounds.
I don't mean to scare you, but I actually do. I want you shaking.
The internet outrage economy is overfed while we're starving for a signal in the noise. Instead, there's a storm on the horizon, a literal gray. The masters of the slope ellipse are heading our way. Sano, Udio, they're at the gates, feeding on the masters, deciding our fates. Carbon copy voices, hollow and thin. When does the machine end and the artist begin? The lawsuit is over, the settlement signed. They're working hand in hand to leave us behind. It's not a healing, it's a licensing deal to bury the heart under mountains of steel. It's a bloodbath, a Mount St. Helens disaster. The ash cloud is rising, it's moving much faster. It's like a wave of slop crashing over my head. I can't see my hands, I'm feeling so misled. Digitally drowning in a billion fake songs where nobody's right and everything's wrong. Sloper lives forever. Sloper lives forever. Billionaires in a trench coat, 5 deep, shoving it down our throats while the world's asleep.
Oh, what up, Tech Bro? Yeah, that the fact that it's saying slope-ellipse instead of slop-ellipse kind of ruins it for me. But that was funny. The Mount St. Helens thing.
I don't mean to scare you, but I actually
There we go.
do.
I want you shaking. The internet outrage economy is overfed while we're starving for a signal in the noise. Instead, there's a storm on the horizon, a literal gray. The maestros of the slope ellipse are heading our way. Sono Udio, they're at the gates, feeding on the masters, deciding our fates. Carbon copy voices, hollow and thin. Where does the machine end and the artist begin? The lawsuit is over, the settlement signed. They're working hand in hand to leave us behind. It's not a healing, it's a licensing deal to bury the heart under mountains of steel. It's a bloodbath, a Mount St. Helens disaster.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have fun with that. I'm gonna have fun working that into something. That'll be fun. Where were we? No, I think we're gonna save that. You want to talk about AI? Is this Fallout Boy? No, it's AI. Anthony Fantano, emo rock. Maddie, you can tell me any story you'd like. Jeffrey Hinton, everybody. Jeffrey Hinton, everybody. Thank you.
2025 was the year artificial intelligence, or AI, took the world by...
Wow. 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 From the top. Do that again.
2025 was the year artificial intelligence, or AI, took the world by storm, impacting nearly every aspect of our lives. Time magazine named the architects of AI its...
So I was alone at a bougie bar on my birthday. I'm talking to this rando who's talking about his drone and photographs on and on and on. Suddenly it's like, You want to hear something amazing? And he proceeds to talk about how he wants to start a Christian AI band. And then has me listen to this song that's not Christian at all. It's like a Rorschach fill-in references where he's seeing the Christian elements. Might as well have been a D&D campaign song. Quickly slunk away to the bathroom. He was gone by the time I got back.
Persons of the Year, crediting them with, quote, transforming the present and transcending the possible. AI has an enormous potential to change our world for the better, driving innovation and productivity, accelerating scientific breakthroughs, and helping to solve our most intractable problems. But AI could also
I kind of think you dodged a bullet there, Maddie.
make millions of jobs obsolete and fuel the loneliness epidemic and further warp.
I mean, it didn't have to be uncomfortable. You just excused yourself and they excused themselves and everyone was better for it.
Our ability to distinguish between fact and fiction. So today, in a special episode of State of the Union, we're going to devote the entire hour to this one topic: how this technology is upending the status quo,
right?
where AI goes from here.
Just 7.5 minutes, folks.
And whether the benefits actually outweigh the risks. And joining me now is the man credited with laying the foundation for...
No, you don't tell him his music sucks. You go, wow, it's really interesting. Do you have anything good?
The AI revolution, the godfather of AI, Nobel Prize-winning computer scientist Geoffrey Hinton. Professor, thanks for joining us. So your research on neural networks paved the way for this modern AI boom. I interviewed you 2 years ago, right after you quit Google, and you first began warning the world about what you saw as the risks of AI. When you look at how AI has progressed since then, are you more or less worried about it?
I'm probably more worried. It's progressed even faster than I thought. In particular, it's got better at doing things like reasoning and also at things like deceiving people.
What do you mean by deceiving people?
So an AI, in order to achieve the goals you give it, wants to stay in existence. And if it believes you're trying to get rid of it, it will make plans to deceive you. So
He is, what up, Night Loaded? He is an godfather of AI. The three musketeers, so to speak, Jan LeCun, Yoshua Bengio, and Geoffrey Hinton, right? Those are the three people. They all kind of work together and are the godfathers of modern AI, right? Like there are people before them, but they are the current. No, not Elon Musk.
So you don't get rid of it.
Allen Iverson. AI is going to be AI.
NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said recently about AI, quote, every industry needs it, every company uses it, and every nation needs to...
Not Sam Altman. You're thinking of capitalists. Those are capitalists. They are just money guys, right? They might have some ideas, some of which have value if I'm being generous, but these people actually do the the actual work. They did the actual work. AI can't play basketball, Maddie.
Build it. This is the single most impactful technology of our time. Do you agree with that assessment?
I agree that it's the single most impactful technology of our time, yes.
Do you think the AI revolution could have a similar impact on society as the creation of the internet or even the Industrial Revolution in the
Practice? You want to talk about practice?
18th century, or even bigger than that?
I think it's at least like the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution made human strength more or less irrelevant. You couldn't get a job just because you were strong anymore. Now it's made it's going to make...
Not entirely true, but generally true.
Human intelligence more or less irrelevant.
Now, you and we in the media tend to focus on some of the downsides of AI. There are positives, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't have worked on it early on. A lot of people are working to use this technology to benefit humanity as well, to lead to advances in medicine and the like. But you think the risks from AI outweigh the positives?
I don't know. So there are a lot of wonderful effects of AI. It'll make healthcare much better. It'll make education much better. It'll enable us to design wonderful new drugs and wonderful new materials that may deal with climate change. So there's a lot of good uses. In more or less any industry where you want to predict something, it'll do a really good job. It'll do better than people were doing before, even things like the weather. But along with those wonderful things come some scary things, and I don't think people are putting enough work into how we can mitigate those scary things.
You come from the tech world, obviously. Do you think the Silicon Valley CEO...
You didn't even listen to his answer. As someone who actively promotes active listening, I find it annoying when people don't do it.
CEOs building these systems are taking the risks seriously at all? Do you think that they are driven mainly by financial interests? A lot of people are going to get very wealthy off this.
Fair enough, Maddie.
I think it depends which company you're talking about. Initially, OpenAI was very concerned with the risks, but it's progressively moved away from that and put less emphasis on safety and more emphasis on profit. Meta has always been very concerned with profit and less with safety. Anthropic was set up by people who left OpenAI and were very concerned with safety, and they still
flip-flopical, flip-topological, flip-snobicals. It was a bunch of gibberish, bro.
are probably the company most concerned with safety, but of course they're trying to make a profit too.
What do you think the
problem is capitalism?
Government should do, if anything, when it comes to regulation of AI, putting some sort of restrictions or some sort of oversight?
There's many things they should do. The very least they could do is insist that big companies that release chatbots do.
What up, Law Dog? Thank you. Thank you. It went away. It was right after stream. If you were here for the last stream, it was right after stream. I went and I just had at it, right? I committed to the thing and I did it, and here we are.
Significant testing to make sure those chatbots won't do bad things, like now, for example, encouraging children to commit suicide. Now that we know about that, companies should be required to do significant testing to make sure that won't happen.
AI Marmot.
And of course, the tech.
No, I thought about it, Maddie. I thought about actually doing it on doing a stream using my phone and cutting it, but it wasn't as interesting as you might think. Like, the novelty would have worn off, I think, very quickly.
Lobby would rather have no regulations, and it seems to have got to Trump on that. And so Trump is trying to prevent...
The buttons are there to be pushed, Becca.
There being any regulations, which I think is crazy.
Can you know these tech CEOs? I don't. When one of them learns that an AI chatbot has talked a child into suicide, what is it that stops them? What is it that... I mean, my impulse would be, well, holy smokes, stop AI right now until we fix this so not one other kid...
No, it isn't. This is intellectually dishonest, because children die from the effects of capitalism every day. And I've never heard Jake Tapper make strong claims against capitalism, right? Like, let's be real. I thought about saying gun control, but I'm not sure. I feel like Jake Tapper may be, like, interested in gun control, like, supportive of gun control, especially, like, in the aftermath of any, mass killing, especially at like a high school or college or situation like that. For all his faults, he doesn't seem to be like a demon.
Dies, but they don't do that. Can you explain to us what their thinking is, if anything?
Is to put guardrails in the system, not, eliminate the thing altogether, but try to make the possible occurrences of such a situation less likely to occur, especially in any realm in which they might actually get, some kind of liability for the outcome. Just like every other business.
Well, I don't really know their thinking. I suspect that they think things like, well, there's a lot of money to be made here. We're not going to stop it just for a few lives.
Yeah, medical care. Like, what's Jake Tapper's position on universal health care? Free at point of service, right? Let's be real.
But I also think they may think there's a lot of good to be done here. And just for a few lives, we're not going to not do that good. For example, for driverless cars, they will kill.
No, every businesses are willing to sacrifice people all the time. Let's not pretend that is not the case.
People, but they'll kill far fewer people.
I mean, fucking the platform that I currently stream on, allowed at least 2 people to be relatively seriously injured just for a publicity stunt. Come on.
People than ordinary drivers. So it's worth it.
Tech, you have said that you think there's a 10 to 20% chance that AI takes over the world. People at home might hear that. They might think it sounds like science fiction. It's alarmist. But that's a very real fear of yours, right?
Yes, it's a very real fear of mine and a very real fear of many other people in the tech world. Elon Musk, for example, has similar beliefs.
You wrote that 2025 was a pivotal year for artificial intelligence, for AI. What do you think we're going to see in 2026?
I think we're going to see AI get even better. It's already extremely good. We're going to see
Jeff.
It having the capabilities to replace many, many jobs. It's already able to replace jobs in call centers, but it's going to be able to replace many other jobs. Each 7 months or so, it gets to be able to do tasks that are about twice as long. So for a coding project, for example, it used to be able to just do a minute's worth of coding. Now it can do whole projects that are like an hour long. In a few years' time, it'll be able to do software engineering projects that are months long. And then there'll be very few people needed for software engineering projects.
All right, Jeffrey Hinton, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time, and we hope that people are listening to your warnings.
Up next, limits of LLM.
Recently, Andre Karpathy made a post about
Caleb coming in hot. 1 second.
his experience with Claude Code, and another one about how he felt behind all agentic tools that brings so much productivity. And given that the underlying engine for these is LLMs, they just seem to be getting better and better every year. At the same time, we also have guys like Yann LeCun, the former chief scientist of AI at Meta, who has been saying that LLMs inherently can't actually understand like humans do. And we need to invest in different AI models other than LLMs.
That may be true. There's some questions regarding whether or not, like, the role of language in creating a world model. You know, whether or not you can... Because it's basically Yann LeCun is working on world models. That's where he went after he left Meta. He wants to create world models. I posit that our literature is filled with various examples, great and not so great, of people building world models using just language, like a book, right? Like a J.R.R. Tolkien, a George, a J.R. Yeah, Tolkien, fucking George Martin, fucking Stephen King. These people create a world that you can feel, that you can see, that you can smell and taste with just words on a page, and that's language. So I don't know whether or not Jan LeCun is correct in that LLMs cannot get there. However, I appreciate the fact that Jan went off on his own and got out of Meta and, you know, and like that. And I hope he does very interesting things.
So which is it? Are we really betting on the wrong horse by heavily investing into LLMs? Today, we're going to look at large language models, its progressions, its inherent flaws, and its impacts. And all this to try to frame the discussion around the limitations of LLMs. Welcome to Caleb Writes Code, where every second counts. A common argument goes something like this. LLMs by and large are merely a machine that makes next token prediction in a probabilistic way. So the architecture doesn't actually have an internal mechanism to actually learn, but it's really just a tool that performs autocomplete. Let's go back to the 1950s. AI hype back then is actually not that different from what we're seeing today. This is a New York Times article from 1958 claiming that Frank Rosenblatt will be able to build a thinking machine with enough investment, and eventually it can walk, talk, see, write, and reproduce itself. Claims like these are not unfamiliar to us today when we look at figures like Sam Altman saying that AGI could be achieved by 2030. So how does perceptron in 1957 differ from LLMs in 2018 and onwards? Perceptron was a single layer network that connected inputs and outputs and adjusted its learning to classify a 20 by 20 image. And Frank Rosenblatt said that perceptrons may come to possess knowledge of the physical world in which they exist. And they ended up getting a huge funding from the US Navy in the total amount of around $271,000, which in today's money adjusted is around $3 million. LLMs, on the other hand, easily get hundreds of billions of dollars of investments from venture capitals, private equity, and also from Magnificent Seven's capital expenditures. And unlike a physical machine like Perceptron that processes 20 by 20 images, LLMs processes an input prompt from users in text and generates an output token accordingly. But Perceptron had an inherent flaw. This flaw was formally identified about 12 years after, so going from 1957 when Perceptron was first introduced to around 1969 when Marvin Minsky's book that formally identified how a single layer perceptron could not solve the XOR problem since it only separated linearly. To put it simpler, if the input required separating the correct answer beyond a simple line, a single layer perceptron wasn't able to actually learn the rule. And this sounds like a trivial and somewhat abstract thing. It was a big flaw, especially since the use cases were heavily expected for US military. And while multi-layer perceptron could actually overcome these limitations, learning mechanisms like backpropagation didn't exist yet. LLMs are also not without flaws either. They hallucinate all the time because they are autoregressive by nature. What this means is that they're designed to always produce a plausible answer even if the answer isn't knowable. And hallucinations like this exist, so we have to explicitly train the model to say I don't know instead of trying its best to answer the question. And as much as hallucination seems to be improving year after year, it will always sort of be a feature and a bug of LLM, since autoregression will always eagerly try to finish your prompt based on the highest probability of the next token, one after another, like it's designed to be. For this reason, we always have to check the answers from LLMs. Another flaw of LLM is that it inherently doesn't actually understand or learn. And more importantly, the LLM...
The price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. Nero back with the Prime, 3 months. It is weird. It'll take a bit of getting used to. But in time, you will forget of its passing.
Doesn't inherently know what is a fact and what isn't. Currently, we employ various techniques in post-training, and we also use credible pre-training data to maximize the model's ability to actually discern what is and isn't factual. But personally, saying that LLMs don't actually learn is a weak argument, and frankly, a discussion not worthwhile to have, and here's why. Whether LLMs meet the philosophical definition of what learning or even what intelligence is, they start to matter far less at the point that LLMs,
because these terms, learn, understand, intelligence, the definitions are arbitrary and fluid, right? Mostly anthropocentric, and they had utility when you were comparing the difference between humans and animals, and they have less utility when you can't actually pin down what an actual definition of intelligence is.
are actually very useful and create so much value in the real world. Since agents have become a dominant force in around 2024, noted by the rise of AI coding agents, and now few benchmarks are actually trying to capture the inherent value of LLMs more closely. For example, Meter and GDP-Val, where both are trying to measure by the tasks that LLMs can perform.
But again, I've seen people post that the agents don't work. None of them work. They all fail. Some of you have seen people say that.
Measures the LLM's probability of success for tasks that take different lengths in time, and GDP-Val measures the economical value of the LLM across various occupations and its tasks. Recently, Opus 4.5 achieved a 50% time horizon of 4 hours and 49 minutes. To clarify a common misunderstanding of this benchmark, this is measuring the depth of the task, not the speed. In other words, it's not saying that Opus 4.5 worked for 4 hours and 49 minutes to finish the task, but it's measuring the LLM's raw capability to successfully finish a task that human experts would take at various lengths. Now, both these benchmarks, while useful as a litmus test to see where...
To clarify, because this can be confusing. What that means is this task, right, that would take a human being around 5 hours to accomplish, Claude Opus 4.5 can accomplish that task 50% of the time. Okay? It doesn't take Claude Opus 5 hours to do the task. It takes it much less time, right? It's not listed how much time it takes, but it takes less time. But it's failing 50% of the time, and it's succeeding 50% of the time. There's another graph that is less dramatic where they set it to 80% of the time. Right. Michael's benchmark is the AI robots, and you should have your own benchmarks, right? Because it's not about what the AI can do on some test that doesn't mean anything to you. It's all about how can I use this tool to service me and my needs, right? The things that I do with AI are going to be somewhat different, at least, from what you do, right? Like in this case, there was a great deal of utility for me to use Google Gemini to turn, Anthony Fantano's transcript into an emo song, right? For content, right? And now, like, I plan on getting some entertainment value out of turning this into an additional song, like into a better quality song. I want to edit the lyrics. I want to break up the framing, right? So it's not like run-on sentence. I want to play with it, right? While I'm doing that, not only am I using a tool to get an outcome closer to my desired goal, but I'm also learning, as a poet, as a person who creates art, all of this kind of thing, I am engaged in the artistic process using AI as a tool. Oh, IQ makes the shit out of it, baby. So that's the thing.
LLMs currently are, they are parts of the sum, not sum of the parts. In other words, benchmarks like these should be understood that jobs are more than a collection of individual tasks put together. Okay, so where does all of this put us? As the industry currently stands, AI purists like Jan LeCun are pursuing other methods than LLMs because he sees a clear limitations in LLMs in understanding truths about the world. And to that, Adam Brown contested Jan's claims by asking him what task it is that LLMs can't exactly do. In other words, if LLMs are so limited, why is it that it's able to create so much value? And what are some things that LLMs actually can't do currently? Jan's answer to that question was that LLMs can't load the dishwasher and unload them. Now, at this point, you might be at different sides of the camp when it comes to LLMs. So
that's a terrible response. That's a terrible response. The LLM can't unload the dishwasher or load the dishwasher. That's the was it it's either Mark Twain or fucking Albert Einstein attributed quote about judging a fish by its ability to climb trees, right? It can't operate within physical space. It's not necessarily.
And I feel like at the end of the day, this is just like a straw man that is ignoring the substance of a lot of the comments.
I mean, it kind of feels that way. You're talking about something that, like, Stampy, terrible at loading the dishwasher, right? Does not have thumbs. I can't remember. There was something I was doing, and Stampy was trying to help, but lacks thumbs. If you lack thumbs, a lot of human technology is inaccessible to you.
let me raise this question. Does it really matter if LLMs actually learns or understands facts if the output that we get from LLM is good enough to operate in the real world? I mean, the value gained from LLMs and the downstream agents that's being created is already so huge. So at what point does learning and understanding in a philosophical sense really start to matter that impacts the output in the real world?
And this is the thing, like, there's two aspects to what, in my perception of what he's talking about. He might not be referring to the same things, but I've talked about this before, is our definition of intelligence is anthropocentric, right? It's based on us. And there are people, right? It's not real AI unless it blank, right? Some people need it to be conscious. Some people need it to be very similar to what humans do. Some people need it to be have a ability to abstract, right? Maybe, right? Maybe that is a requirement. Or maybe intelligence can manifest itself in ways that are not the same as the way that we manifest intelligence. And under those conditions, the AI might be doing intelligence in its own way. This is why I have baby locks on cupboards to keep my good obsessed male cat from breaking it. Yeah, no, like, again, the latest cat treats are creepy catnip flavored. And oy, you betcha, because I put these on the counter, and damned if Stampy didn't get on the counter and knock them off and bust it open, and I had to sweep them all back into here. And if we could get this drawer open.
So, just because LLMs don't natively use 5 senses like humans, does that really create a huge blind spot in LLMs, since language doesn't contain truths about physics and motion, but rather language is just an abstraction that
I admit it was a rookie mistake. It was a rookie mistake. It is entirely my fault.
describe the physical world. Regardless of the case, the majority of funding has been going towards LLMs, and limitations of LLM seems to be more theoretical still than practical. And from my perspective, use cases for LLMs are just too large for us to not invest our time and effort into it, while we should still try to pursue other AI architectures like the world models that try to grapple with the physical world. And even at the point that LLMs do hit their limit in terms of their raw capabilities, what agents can do and what we can teach LLMs in fine-tuning just has too much value to overlook. What do you think?
I told you what I think. From Tendies, I don't know what Tendies is, but they've got 5.64 K subscribers. Robots just got superpowers and nobody's talking about it.
This is Demis, the CEO of DeepMind, and in this video, he's going to confirm one of my predictions for 2026, essentially that robotics is here, and I'm going to make the case.
Yes. Stampy and Mittens have an automatic food dispenser that dispenses food 3 times a day. Sometimes they eat all the food and want additional food, and I usually give it to them because they're both in good shape and I get them good. Here's the thing. I was talking about this somewhere where I think it was in Jason's Society, talking about my my coffee, right? The coffee that I get. I get cheap coffee. I get the big ass can of Folgers that cost me like $15 at the BJ's, the big box store, right? I need a caffeine delivery mechanism. That's it, right? Doesn't have to be artisanal, mountain grown, free, whatever. Don't care. I just need caffeine in me. Do it now. The cats, however, the cats get the highest quality food that I can reasonably afford because, no, chock full of nuts still more expensive. Chock full of nuts doesn't come in a big ass can. It's literally the cheapest coffee. Occasionally, I buy coffee from Tops. I like Tops's breakfast blend, which I would prefer. The 4-pound can is $15. I have not seen it. Whatever the volume is not the same volume as I'm getting for $15 out of Folgers at BJ's. But I will keep my eye open, Old Lobster. But light roast coffee has more caffeine in it than dark roast coffee. I don't know if you are aware, if people are aware. Fuck chicory, dude. Fuck chicory. That's not even coffee. Chicory is a lie. What's that shit that hippie parent, well, my hippie parent, tried to convince me, carob chips? If you're familiar with carob chips, they're supposed to be a replacement for chocolate chips, and they are not a replacement for chocolate chips in the way that chicory is not a replacement for fucking coffee.
Let's get right into it.
And then the other big thing is I've always felt for robotics to work, you sort of want what you saw with Astra on a robot. And I've always felt that
I almost got a new French press, but like the one I have works just fine.
that the bottleneck in robotics isn't so much the
Walking stick, if it makes you happy, you do the thing. Yeah, I know, Cosmic.
the hardware, although obviously there's many companies and working on.
I'm not talking about during wartime, right? Like, I'm not talking about survival, wartime, rationing, any of that time. I'm talking about, the current everything where I can get coffee at a reasonable price. Don't get me wrong, I like the fancy coffees. I got some, like every so often I'll splurge, like for a special occasion, like go someplace with the wife, spend the weekend. I will, fuck you, Cosmic. I will get one of those little bags of fucking coffee. I'll splurge, right? It's nice. It's part of the entire experience. But on my day-to-day, efficiency.
Fantastic hardware, and we partner with a lot of them, but it's actually the software intelligence that I think is always what's held robotics back. But I think we're in a really exciting moment now where finally
Can't load the dishwasher.
with these latest versions, especially 2.5 Gemini, and more things that we're going to bring in, this kind of VO technology and other things, I think we're going to have really exciting algorithms to make robotics finally work in its, and sort of realize its potential, which could be enormous. So I think this, and then in the end, AGI needs to be able to do all of those things.
And so this is the reality. So essentially what has happened here is that we have finally reached the level where robotics is starting to make sense. Now, this has been going on for a while, right?
The fuck are you talking about, bro? Robotics has always made sense. We just lacked the technical capacity. But robots have always made sense.
Built towards this, and most of robotics has been solved, right? So essentially the full machine, right, is if you assume that this is a robot, the whole machine has been taken care of, right? The whole thing has been figured out. I know it sucks, but you get the gist. The thing that was missing is the brain and the hand. Apparently the hand is actually quite difficult to make. The hand we're making significant progress in, and that's why I'm predicting that 2026 will be the year where the hand will pretty much be solved, whether it be by a company like Tesla or some other company. Everybody's focusing on it.
Yeah, I'm bored. This guy is... I thought we were getting something, and we got nothing. Hey, we were talking about Suno. Right, like, he shifted over to fucking Tesla, and it was like, oh... Right, everything is solved in robotics. Nothing is solved in robotics. Like, we're on a... we're on a trend line. There's lots of stuff that's not solved in robotics. What up, hey, pretty one? Suno, shit.
What if I told you there's a hidden setting in Suno that makes your songs sound more realistic and more professional, and all you have to do is paste the code? Well, I've been digging through the Suno subreddit, and I came across something crazy. This post by Antique Astronaut 46 called Max Mode is Real. This user provided a screenshot of Suno showing something I've never seen before. It looks like Suno beta tested something called Max Mode, which enables enhanced audio quality processing, improved realism for acoustic instruments, and better overall overall fidelity, but then they completely did away with it. But according to this user, Crow Magnus, who has generated over 200,000 songs, you can trick Suno into unlocking max mode via prompting in the style and lyrics box. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to access max mode. So this is the post right here. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out yourself. But Mr. Crow Magnus says to copy this into the top of the style prompt box, and this gets max mode to work. So we're going to copy that and go into Suno, and I'm just...
Did you put that in your show notes? So I can just copy it? You did. Wow, dude. Respect. Respect. Much respect. Is this the what do they call it? The hidden menu? Or the secret menu, whatever they call it when you order weird shit that's off menu at like fucking McDonald's or whatever, and really annoy the staff because they have to fucking make your McGangbang or whatever the fuck. And I just want to edit Suno to Suno, see if it works. All right, back to the video.
Just going to paste that, and I'll also leave this in the description if you want to be able to copy and paste it yourself.
Yeah,
and then
you
he
did,
also
buddy.
says to copy and paste this into the top of the lyrics box, which is just 3 backslashes, 5 asterisks, and then 3 more backslashes, which sounds complicated, but it's really not if you just copy and paste it. And then he has an example of a full prompt, which I've copy and pasted here. And you'll notice he separated this out by genre, instruments, styles, and recording, which sounds really similar to the G-Mix.
Mortality as home entertainment, this cannot be the future.
It can, Michael. It can. What up, Michael?
Formula your boy came up with. And if you want more information on that, that video is in the description as well. And then I made some lyrics just for demonstration purposes about Peter seeing the devil and tariffs and all types of stuff. So we'll paste that in there. An acoustic country singer-songwriter outlaw country type of song. And we're gonna do one generation with max mode on, and then we're gonna try one with it off. Okay, here's with max mode off.
Hey, Mr. Devil, have you seen the news? Tariffs and redacted files. The devil looked back, stood up and laughed and said, son, that's why I've arrived.
And now let's try with max mode on.
So Peter decided to ask him a question. Hey, Mr. Devil, have you seen the news? Tariffs and redacted files.
That definitely sounds better to me. Let's try the other generation with max mode off, just to make sure.
Hey, Mr. Devil, have you
Max mode's still winning. Let's try the other one with max mode on.
Have you seen the news? Tariffs.
Okay, so far I'm sold on this. It really sounds like it works. But we need to check this in a few different genres just to make sure. I'm going to go to Suno GPT, which is a free custom GPT that I made that you can get in the link in the description, which basically helps you make Suno prompts better. So I want to go for something.
And like, I got mad respect for this dude because he's doing the thing.
In this kind of like Linkin Park. So I'll just copy this for the style prompt, and we'll copy the lyrics. And just so we don't get confused, I'll call this.
Do you got them? Do you got a merch store? Dude. Grown-ass man is still wearing those fucking glasses. See, opinions vary. Opinions vary, right? Opinions vary. Some people, no respect for it. Other people, Oh shit, they're like super cheap too. They're like $4. There you go. There you go, Textilia. Chill Panic weed glasses available at Party at Lewis and more options. Amazon, you can get them on Amazon. So yeah, if you really want them, they're there for you.
LP max mode off. And now let's copy our max mode access code, I guess we could call it. So while those generate, let's try out max mode off.
I'm breaking out of the shape you made.
Let's try with max mode on.
I'm breaking out of the shape you made. I won't fade just to be your play.
That one sounds pretty close to me, but for the next genre, I'm gonna tell ChatGPT to copy this format. For this one, let's go for like a classic rock, like Guns N' Roses type of thing. Make the song about having to pee on a long drive. Let's try out max.
Just don't make meme songs, dude.
Max mode off.
I gotta play. And the tank is dry. Next town's
I mean, maybe, but you're saying it's just compression, it's like trying to get the AI to sound more like real music, right? Like it's artist produced, musician type music. So if you can get it to do the compression that you need, then yeah, that's a big fucking deal.
It's not bad. I can definitely tell that the cymbals just sound bad. But let's see what it sounds like with max mode on. Okay, I can definitely tell a realism difference.
Yes, again, you can do all sorts of stuff Leftist Corp on a DAW. You can do all sorts of stuff if you actually know how to play instruments and have a fucking soundboard you can run your shit through. There's all sorts of ways to do the thing. Or we're talking about the fucking AI, dude.
Yeah, it seems to be more panning in the guitars, and it seems like the cymbals sound more realistic. So I think this max mode thing might be real, y'all. But let's go with some hip hop, like old school 90s boom bap, like some Biggie or Tupac type of thing. Maybe that's just because I watched the Diddy documentary.
If that's what you mean, then yes, Leftist Corp, yes. It's the use of the triggered. The word "just" does hit me in my AI space.
And fuck it, we'll make the lyrics about having to pee during a long drive again, because why not? And here's 90s boom bap about having to take a pee during a long drive when max mode off.
Every sign feeling personal, breaking my heart. I've been strong through a lot, but it's different. See, man, freedom hit different when you gotta pee. Funny how the smallest things test a man when you're stuck in a seat with a
Okay, the hook sounds fire, but I can tell with the rap vocals, the vocals definitely sound kind of fake, and there's a lot of high-end sizzle that I don't like with this. The beat's good, though. Let's try max mode now.
Yeah. Long road. Long road. Short patient.
Okay, already the beat sounds more realistic.
Cup full of soda, should've thought about that. Miles on the dash, radio low. Bladder talking loud like it already know. Ain't no exits.
So to me, what it sounds like it's doing is not just making it sound more realistic or more professional, it's also adding more interesting instrumentation and giving some variation to what's possible with your prompt. Like it makes.
So let's see.
I don't mean to scare you, but I actually do. I want you shaking.
Climate outrage, economy is overfed. While we're starving for a signal in the noise instead. There's a storm on the horizon, a literal gray. The maestros of the slowpocalypse are heading our way.
Better. I like
don't
the
mean to
flute.
scare you, but I actually do. I want you shaking.
I think it's gonna be fun to put that like with my Fibonacci shit, right? Like where I like this.
Stray jacket, profit in a padded cell. Carving the future into fingernails. They medicate the visions that I cannot sell. While surface world prepares for its betrayal. I've seen the cleansing taste of sterile air. 5 billion gasping monuments of me. The doctors ask me why I laugh and stare. Calendars that mark our self-defeat. We are the army, the 12 anointed. Missionaries of the crimson fade. Sanity's just consensus, disappointed. Wear the scalpel, you're the masquerade. Time devours its children in the womb. We're the midwives welcoming the tomb. Institutionalized for knowing what's already done. My co-conspirators wear hospital gowns. We finger paint the apocalypse for fun, while you build your towers in your drowning town. So the virus sleeps inside a businessman's briefcase. Tomorrow's plague is yesterday's mistake. I memorized every dying screaming face before the faces even learn to wake. We are the army, the 12 enlightened. Prophets of the purifying storm. Your future's just a noose that's tightened.
Okay. Well, that scared off about 12 people. But hey, this channel's for the real one.
Makes every instrument that's being played sound more expressive.
Should have thought about that. Miles on the dash, radio low.
So that's going to do it for this one. And shout out to Crow Magnus for exposing the Suno community to this knowledge. And if there's anything else you want to know about Suno AI, let me know down in the comments, or I'm going to find the last remaining speck of dust after the apocalypse, nurture it to health, and use my bioengineering degree that I definitely have and didn't just make up on the spot to turn it into a human. Then I'm going to build a time machine, go back, and put that speck of dust in your nose while you're sleeping.
Hello, friends, and welcome back.
That was definitely something there at the end. We're going to hold off on there is no ethical use of Suno. Period. From T. Davis, who has twice as many subscribers as I do, so it's still not punching down. I'm going to be back tomorrow, Leftist Corp. I'm going to be back tomorrow, and I'm going to be back Saturday, and I'm going to be back Monday, and I'm going to be back Tuesday, And I'm going to be back Thursday. And I'm going to be back Saturday. So there will be, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not picking up on any Fred Durst vibes coming off this dude. Oh, excuse me. So there's going to be content. And I got to stretch it out a little bit. Let's see what the Army of the 12 Monkeys cover. Guess that one's broken, Ben.
Straight jacket, profit in a padded cell, carving the future into fingernails. They medicate the visions that I cannot sell, while surface world prepares for its betrayal. I've seen the cleansing, taste the sterile air.
Oh, that was cool.
5 billion gasping monuments of me. The doctors ask me why I laugh and stare at calendars that mark our self-defeat. We are the army, the 12 anointed, missionaries of the crimson fate. Sanity's just consensus, disappointed. Wear the scalpel, you're the masquerade. Time devours its children in the womb, where the midwives welcome in the tomb. Institutionalized for knowing what's already done. My co-conspirators.
All right, we're rating a friend, longtime friend, just returned to Twitch. Show some love. I will see you all tomorrow. In the meantime, drink your water, eat some food, take your meds if you've forgotten. Always remember, Shaggy loves you. So do I. Be great.